So they're using this hotel and other places now to train people. So they had probably a licensing class for a few days last week, and probably they have a sales class coming up this week, so that's why all their stuff is still there. So, and we do that all the time, by the way. I was in Vancouver Thursday, and we're using hotels there as well because we've got classes left and right everywhere right now. Next week, this week we are in Kananaskis for a 3-day session. But then Saskatoon, they have a class on Thursday as well. There's all kind of stuff happening. Winnipeg is growing, so that's exciting. Okay, and that's why we wanted to see you once in a while. I know that your district leaders, everybody does meeting and sessions all the time, but we're trying to get together once in a while and have you guys in the same room. So that's why we are here. So my name is Jerome Cote. I'm AVP Growth and Expansion for the company from Ontario to BC. And the company has been growing. Well, we've been around 100 years. Let's start that way. And they haven't been growing for the last 95 years, really, which is fine. But then we have new management, and they brought some people from other companies, and we've decided, hey, let's make another push, and let's double and triple the company. And that's why all of you guys are here. Most of you were not here 5, 10, 15 years ago, right? So, and I'm going to explain that stuff in a few minutes here. So the schedule for today, I'll do a quick business presentation, and then we're going to invite a show or introduce a few people. Then we have Casta that's here from Lethbridge. She's going to share her personal story a little bit. She's a sales leader. And then Mike is going to talk about how to get started and how to launch someone's business that's brand new with us. And then we're going to hear from Jacqueline Munoz as well, DL from Calgary. She's going to share her personal story. And then Angie, Osto something. Yeah. She's gonna be here. She's just waking up right now. I know Angie. She's just getting dressed right now. She'll be here at 10:59. She's gonna show up and do her thing. So that's great. And then Mike will close the session. We have a special week this week and next week. There's a promotion and stuff about the next trip. So we want you guys to make sure. We want to make sure you understand how to win Cancun, right? So we have special weeks of special promotions once in a while, and next week is part of that as well. So we want you guys to win those trips. So Mike will do a recap, plan of action, and then we're done. The plan is before noon. Is that okay with everybody? Yes. Okay, good. So let's talk about the company a little bit. If you're brand new, I've seen some of you guys not even licensed in our field yet. We've got brokers that are here for the first time as well. So the company, our founder, Clement Stone, started 100 years ago with $100. It's funny, back then, insurance, you can buy insurance for 10 cents per month. You can have a policy for $2 every 6 months. It's crazy. So he started a company. He wanted to build a big insurance company, and they really quickly decided to be very specialized. Their focus was never to do life insurance and investment. They were focusing on something else that I will explain in a second. They expanded to Canada in '56. So the company was founded in 22. Through mergers and acquisition, we became a member of Chubb. Chubb is the largest public company P&C in the world. So they have offices all over the world. Their head office is in Chicago. I think they have one in Switzerland as well. Our head office combined is in Chicago. Okay. So millions of customers, of course. We have 450,000 customers in Canada. We have A+ rating, and we have 1,750 now, 1,800 agents. But we have 500 agents in the process of being licensed with us. So and that's only for Ontario to BC. Quebec is expanding as well. The Maritimes are expanding, so it's pretty exciting. There's only 5,000 people in this country, that, including the brokers, that do living benefits. You know, when you're licensed, usually nobody talks about that stuff. They talk about life insurance, the big policies, the big investment, but living benefits is like the poor child of financial services. Well, the poor child is doing extremely well. Does that make sense? The poor kid is the one doing the best and growing like crazy. So there's 5,000 people licensed in this country that do living benefits, and half of them work with us. And our goal, let's be honest, is to have all of them work with us. We want to have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people selling and promoting living benefits to everybody out there. There's 36 million Canadians, right? So it's a big market. So we focus mostly on the first three. So accident, sickness coverage, cancer, critical conditions, disability is one of our big products as well. Life insurance is not. Life insurance is just a sideline for us. We do investment as well. We do segregated funds with one of the largest providers in Canada. But that's only a sideline. Our main stuff is here. And nobody else does that. So we are very unique, okay? So it's all about the clients, yes. The market is massive. There's $1 trillion of investment in this country. There's $100 billion of life insurance. There's $2 trillion of debt in this country. Why does it matter, the last number? Well, because everybody lives paycheck to paycheck. And if you have an accident, if you have a sickness, if you break a leg, or you're a massage therapist and you break a finger and you can't work, and you're in debt like crazy, you're in trouble right away. Does that make sense? Yes. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. The stat says half. It's not half, it's 90% of people that live paycheck to paycheck. You miss a paycheck, ooh, 2 paychecks, you're in trouble already. Everybody is like that in this country. We owe $1, we spend $1.67 for every dollar left after tax. How is that possible? How can we spend more than what we have left? And it's because of credit. In this country, there's only 10 banks, and to get a credit card is very easy, right? First day of university, MasterCard is there, Visa is there, the banks are there. Everybody gets a credit card, right? And all you have to do is pay minimum payments for 6 months, and then you get a raise on your credit card. Everybody is stuck with all of those debts, right? So if you have a ton of debts, and if income is limited, and suddenly something happens, everybody's in trouble. There's a chance out of 4 to have a disability. This is like, there's 100 of us here, okay, and we are all going to Bora Bora because we worked hard and we're going on a trip and we're having fun. You get in that plane and the pilot says, congratulations, all of you. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, Mike. That's tequila. You got it. It's water, keep it. So we're going to Bora Bora, but the pilot says, there's a chance out of 4 that we're going to crash. Which one of you is staying on that plane? Nobody. Well, there's a chance out of 4 that somebody will have a disability, and usually it's going to last 90 days. So imagine 3 months without an income. And if it passes 90 days, usually it's close to 3 years. You probably know people that didn't work for 3 months, 6 months, a year or 2. My neighbor cut a finger and he didn't work for months. He couldn't work for months. Then he had the depression because he lost his big job and stuff. And so didn't work for years, didn't work. So how do you pay your bills if there's no income coming in? How do you pay the mortgage? I don't know about you, but my car is paid with my income. My clothes is paid with my income. I don't call mom, I need clothes anymore, right? I make money and it pays my stuff. So no income coming in, people are in trouble. Can we all agree on this? Yes or yes? Yes. Okay, good. So 10 million families, average size in this country 2.5, and we're going to live 20 years. But here's the problem. Even before retirement, people already have no money left because they used it all, because we have too much debt, because they couldn't work for 3 months and now they used all their savings, right? So retirement is already a problem for most people. Okay, 36 million Canadians, 54% of them need the CPP check to pay their bills at 65. This is after working 40 years. They need the CPP check. No CPP check, don't have enough money. And 36% are still working. Yeah, come on in, ladies. 2 chairs right there, 1 here. Come on in, come on in. Squeeze, everybody. Okay. So now look at the second line, 36% are still working. Let's be honest, which one of you would like to work 40 years and then you retire and you go back to work. Who wants to do that? No. Well, it's happening. 90% of people are broke after working 40. Oh, but Jerome, they had the bad luck at 64. No, they were broke at 25. They were broke at 30. They were broke at 35. People are broke their whole life. No, seriously. So that's why what we do matters a lot, okay? So we do a needs analysis. We look at what people do. We look at what people need, and we build a financial house. Now, everybody else is fighting for the same dollars. All the insurance companies are trying to sell the big life insurance policy for 1, 2, 3, 5 million. Everybody is fighting for those clients that have $100,000, $500,000, $1 million to invest. We're the only one here. The foundation of a financial house is living benefits. Why? Because before dying, you're gonna live. So we need to protect ourselves for 40, 50, 60 years before this stuff is gonna happen. We need to start this. I understand that stuff. I'm a broker, been a broker for 21 years. I work with all the companies. I have contracts with everybody, okay? Never, we talked about this before. Never. We heard it in class, we're licensed, then we never did it. And now, somebody from Combine gives me a call, we are expanding, and I'm really learning about this. And I'm learning that most people, this is great, everybody has this, but if they don't have this, they're gonna be in trouble. And that's why we are so successful. That's why we've got agents. I was in Toronto, we did one session last week, and there's a sales leader with us, first year, doing only this, none of this, only this. Made $250,000 first year with us. Second year, $500,000 of income. And I'm a broker, I'm thinking, what? Brokers don't even make that kind of money, they have access to everything. And you, Joel, you made $500,000 doing this only. How is that possible? Because it's extremely focused on what people don't have. That's why they're so successful. Does that make sense, guys? Yes. Okay, good. So yes, we talk about investment. Yes, we talk about the rule of 72. Yes, we talk about having a higher rate of return. You know, this is, if the money is invested at 3%, money doubles every 24 years in a lifetime. So it doesn't double enough to have enough money for retirement. At 6%, it doubles every 12 years, but look, if somebody can get 9%, right, suddenly, I'm not talking about 12 or 20, no. I'm talking only about 9. Look at the difference it does. So, and this, we do the same thing with young kids too, because we have all our clients opening accounts with us, but we're talking about their kids. $100 a month for 50 years in a bank is $140,000. But at 6% is $380,000, and look at 9%, it's $1.1 million. So a 20-year-old, a 22-year-old, a 25-year-old should open an account, an RSP, a TFSA. If they don't start, they will never have anything later. And that's the problem with most people, they never start, right? So yes, we talk about investment. We have a product that's called a segregated fund, where you can designate a beneficiary, so the money goes straight to the beneficiary. It's not frozen, it's not part of an estate actually. So we skip probate, so we save all the fees associated with opening a will and stuff like that. It's creditor protected, all the principal is guaranteed, so lots of benefits on our investment side. Why did we start investment 2 years ago? Because for the last 3 years, we're paying back 400 clients a month with a return of premium check. A return of premium is somebody bought one of our products, they paid a little bit more to receive their money back later if they don't use the product. Does that make sense? So they pay a little bit more, and 15, 20 years later now they're getting a check from us. So now we've been sending checks for 3 years, and we couldn't tell those people what to do with the money, really. So they were receiving money from us, and it's their money. So now we said, hey, why don't we start an investment program? Because those tens of thousands of dollars should go somewhere. So that's why we started this. And we have a bank of 450,000 clients, plus their neighbors, their friends, their kids, their grandkids that wants to work with us. So that's a brand new avenue for us. It's exciting to see that. In some provinces, we do debt elimination. So in this case, we don't do it in Alberta yet. We just refer clients to a broker. That's really it. In this case, they were paying $1,700 a month. With the broker, they're paying $1,000 a month. So we save them $700 a month. And it's like a raise of $700 a month. Now you have more cash flow to do insurance, investment, getting out of debt sooner and stuff like that. That's really it. It's cash flow. The more cash flow you have, the more things you can do. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we do here. And then we have life insurance. We have a policy that pays up to $1 million per policy. And it's not hard for a young family to have $1 million of insurance. Mortgage, $400,000, 2-3 kids for education, final expenses, other debts, and then replacing someone's income. That's $1 million. So a 30-year-old guy, no 35, that's $2 a day. $1 million of insurance for $2 a day. Most people have mortgage insurance. It's the worst kind of insurance you can get. So all of our clients, we talk about this. This is not our priority, okay, but we still have that. Then we have disability insurance. This is an example here. This is 30-year-old young lady that qualifies for $2,500 a month. Why? Maybe she has a mortgage to pay, or maybe she's got rent to pay, right? So disability is not you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. That's not what we're talking about. A disability is somebody that breaks their toe, right? What happened? You break your toe?
I crossed my elbow from a bad fall.
Okay.
And then I had my surgery, thank God. So I was off like, this is my first day back without crutches.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you were on disability, you were 4 days at the hospital, and then you've been in disability for what?
Almost 90 days now.
90 days. Because of a little toe. Oh, I don't know what that is, but it hurts. Oh, heel. Ouch, that hurts.
Yes.
Okay.
Big time. But thank God for combined, because I had my hospitalization covered, disability, and income covered. So I'm happy.
So they cover. Okay. So here's an example here of $1.30 per day. Oh, but Carol. A coffee is $1.56. What do you mean you don't have $1.30? No, that people have weird priorities. Does that make sense? My coffee is more important than protecting my income. That's how some people think. And our job is to make sure that they understand how stuff works. Okay, so anyway, these are our main products. I want to show you only one. Okay, only one because it's easy, it's simple. You can be a manager from a restaurant before, like Casta is going to tell her story, and now you look at this and you say, geez, I can build a business here, right? Or you can be a broker somewhere and you've never done that stuff. You can learn that stuff really fast. Okay, so look, this is our hospitalization product. Nobody else sells that stuff. So I'm going to show you the hospitalization accident. Was it an accident, you? It wasn't an illness, it's an accident, okay? So look, there's 5 components. So, section A is hospital confinement. So you're at the hospital for surgery or whatever it is, okay? So we pay $300 a day, plus it pays from the first day, no waiting period, no income verification. Okay, so this is not based on income. It covered in US and Canada, 6 months to age 69. So everybody can qualify for this. And then the coverage ends at 85, so way past retirement. And there's no occupational restriction. So anybody can do this. A 12-year-old that doesn't have an income, doesn't work, can have this product, part of a family plan. Does that make sense, guys? Everybody qualifies here. Section A. Section B, you go to intensive care. And we pay an extra $1,200 a day for intensive care, plus the $300. Section C is recovery. You know when you go to the hospital for something, you come out with something else? You need recovery now, okay? That's a joke, you didn't get it, that's okay. We pay recovery $300 a day, and we pay 10 times the number of days at the hospital, so minimum 10 days. And if you pass, I said it wrong. Minimum 10 days, but then we pay 3 times the number of days at the hospital. So if you're 1 day at the hospital, we're gonna give you 10 days recovery. 4 days at the hospital like you, she gets 12 days recovery. Does that make sense? That's how it works. Everybody gets recovery. So, 1 day at the hospital, 10-day recovery minimum, that's 11 days at $300. Somebody would get a check of $3,300. 5 days at the hospital, 15 days recovery, 20 times $300. This is over and above whatever insurance they have. Okay? This is 10 days at the hospital, 30 days recovery. That's a check of $12,000. That replaces someone's income for a month. Yes or yes? Yes. Easily. It's twice more than somebody's income. Now look at this. 100 days. 3 months at the hospital. Is it possible? Yes, yes it is. Plus 300 days recovery, that's 120,000. Plus ICU, that's 156,000. This is simple, guys. This is only accident. Accidents happens every day. Plus we have section D, which is fracture and surgery. Same thing, $300 a day. So think about a young kid, they are playing hockey and breaking a leg, for example. That's a fracture, okay? So, and then we have ambulance reimbursement. 2 years ago, my son lives in Calgary, and they were coming out of a training, a practice, and they were hit by another car. They went to the hospital, everybody, all the athletes there, and I didn't know this, but it's not covered. I thought it was covered. No, it's not, so we got a bill of $580. And that's fine, but being paid by an insurance company is better. Does that make sense? Who wants to lose $600? Nobody. So all of that, 5 components, part of one of our simplest product ever, everybody qualifies for that. Okay? So basically this is paid directly to the client. So we don't pay the mortgage company, we don't pay the ambulance, we pay the client. It's paid in addition of whatever they have. It starts right away. There's no waiting period or anything like that. So here's the question to a client. How much do you pay, Mr. Client, for your car insurance? You pay what, $200 if you're by yourself, $300 with your spouse, $500 if you have a daughter, and thousands if you have sons. Does that make sense? Because guys don't know how to drive, okay? Except you, so you're fine. But everybody else. So we're talking about, well, I'll show you in a minute. How much you pay for your homeowner's insurance? $100, $150, $200 a month, right? So how much are you worth? If you're the one bringing the income or bringing an income, how much do you think it's worth? And what I showed you now is $1.86 a day. Less than $2 a day. Your coffee, are you Starbucks? That's $6. Oh my God, 3 days of a policy. Give me your coffee, no more coffee. No, this is $6. Or 7 or 8. Brandy, $10. Right? It's true. This is $1.86. Everybody buys that stuff. And it's done on an iPad. It's an electronic application. Okay, so you open your iPad and you go to our application here. The presentation, what I just did, is there. Plus the rate calculator. There's 3 programs, $14, $28, $56 per month. That's it. The needs analysis is here. What kind of income do you make? What do you need? Stuff like that. The customer application is on the iPad. The signature is on the iPad. The payment is on the iPad. And then you submit. The company will receive it today. The policy will probably be issued tomorrow or the day after. You get paid in a week. That's how it works. 60% of our sales are with the product I just showed you. Hospitalization, accident, or accident and sickness, or sickness, those two is 60% of our sales. Even if you just do that, don't do anything else. That's already an income. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Oh, but Jerome, I don't have an iPad. Get one. But Jerome, yeah, I know. You go to Shaw. I saw an office close to here. You go to Rogers, Bell, what's the other one? Telus. And you say, Jerome says, I can get an iPad for $30 a month. Yes, you go on a plan for 2 years, $30 a month for an iPad. $1 a day for an iPad. And now you do one of these policies or client, even if it's only once or twice a week, you're gonna make $600, $700, $800 for $1 a day investment. Everybody should have an iPad. And in in May here in Calgary, all the products will be on the iPad. There's gonna be no more papers. You see all that? It's gone. Everything is gonna be done on this. Everything I showed you so far, even the Life app, everything will be there. So that's a good investment, I believe. You should all do that quickly, okay? We do critical illness, yes. We do cancer policies, yes. We do disability insurance. This one here, there's no waiting period, and it pays up to $2,000 for disability. And this one here is an income guard that pays up to $5,000 a month for up to 5 years. So this is short-term disability. This is more like on the long-term side. And it's paid, most of this stuff, this is paid in addition to what they already have. So it's not like they're losing anything. If they have coverage at work, this is in addition to. So all kind of little stuff that people need, okay? They're not dead yet. Dead is a life insurance policy. They're alive. They didn't die. Okay. So let's talk about money. Wealthy people build a business. Wealthy people are an entrepreneur. They don't have a job. A job, you don't control your income. When you're an entrepreneur, you control your income. Okay, so 74% of wealthy people are entrepreneurs, 5% are in sales. So you do both with us. You start in sales, maybe you help people, then you build a business with us. We have 3 positions: sales rep, sales leader, district leader, okay? This is somebody helping families. These are training these guys, and these people are supervising a city or a region. They have bigger teams, right? So basically it's a chance to work with a large company, unlimited income in a market that nobody is involved in, really. Only 5,000 of us in this country. And we have the training, we have leadership, like in Kananaskis starting tomorrow, we're bringing 25 leaders, and we're gonna do a 3-day session on how to grow their business. And we pay for that. As a broker, nobody paid for me, okay? You go to a session like this, and there's nothing. We bring people, we fly them in from BC and Saskatoon, and they come from Alberta, and we pay for accommodation and food and everything for 3 days. Okay, so we do that all the time. We have all kind of little recognition as well, and Mike will talk about that later. So it's just fun stuff, you know. You help a bunch of people this week. You can win other things. That's fine. We go on trips twice a year. Many other providers are stopping those trips. We're not. The next trip is in Jamaica in a few weeks, actually, April 10, I believe. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have another one. Everybody here, when you work with us, you're competing for the Cancun trip. That's going to be in October. So the contest goes until June 10, and it's 6 months contest to win the trip to Cancun, okay? And this is all inclusive. So it's not only the flight and the hotel, but it's the food when you get there. And it's the alcohol too, okay? So everything is inclusive, so that's a lot of fun. Nobody's excited about that. What's wrong? Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, come on. Oh, by the way, we add some stuff too. We have our own trip going to Italy in May. So we brought a few people. We had a contest in February just to bring some people to Rome, in the area of Rome in the month of May. So it's going to be a lot of fun as well. So 5 ways to make money. Helping new clients, of course, helping established clients, because we are supposed to go revisit our clients twice a year. This is one of the only company I know that does that. Elsewhere, you sell something, well, not us, okay? We have a bonus program. Mike will talk about that. That pays every month. We have residual income in the insurance and investment world. We get paid monthly for clients that were serviced years ago. So we get paid monthly forever. Okay. Plus we have override system if you build a team. This is kind of how it works. The left side is the sales side of our business. So a client that pays, let's say, $83 for a product or two, that's $1,000 a year, $1,000 at 70%. This is all our agents get the same comp, 70%. So that's $700. Okay? When I started in 1997, the comp was 25% with other companies. Here we start everybody at 70. Now you can do that, and you can, sorry, you can start thinking about building a team. If you have a team of 3, 5, 10, 20 people, you become a sales leader, and now you get paid 70% if you help clients as well, but you also have an override of 25% on what your team is doing. So this is more the distribution side of our business. So you have a team that does 10,000 per week, you just made an override of $2,500 per week. If you have a team that does 20,000 a week, you just made $5,000. So that's why Joel, that started 2 years ago, made $250,000 first year with us. He was a sales leader. Second year, he's got 80 people in his team, 80, and he made $500,000 last year. That's exactly how it works, okay? These guys are training those people, but they get an override on the whole team. Some of you should be thinking right now, I'm gonna get 10, 20, 30 people to work with me. They can do it part-time, they can do it full-time, they can be representing other companies. We've got some people doing that as well, but we're the only one in this market, so they're very popular with us, they do well with us. This is a district leader, the override is 35%. So we've got district leaders with 50 people, 100 people, 200 people in their team. We've got people in Toronto, and when I went to Vancouver Thursday night, they had 35 people in the room. A room like this, on a Thursday night. So that guy in Toronto is expanding in BC. 35, does that make sense? That team alone in Vancouver does 25,000 per week of production. A bunch of brokers selling all kind of stuff, but then they see, wow, this is easy. Everybody needs that stuff. 25,000 a week. So 50,000 a week pays 17,000 in overrides per week. When I was a broker, I'm still a broker, compensation and the stats were calculated monthly. We had a monthly goal, not a weekly goal. So I don't know how you are, but when the goal, if you tell my son the exam is next Monday, he's going to study this weekend. But if you say it's Monday in a month, he's not going to study for 3 weeks. Are you with me? Yeah. So that's the difference between weekly and monthly. So now we've got these numbers here being done weekly, and 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we had a hard time to do this monthly. It's all a mindset, how things are done. So Perry Wong in Toronto made $1 million last year because he's a district leader and he's got a team. A team all over the place. You're going to hear from Angie later. Angie is a sales leader. Her husband is a district leader. So they make both the 25 and 35%. And those guys made $1.1 million last year. What about you? No, what's your plan? Let me think about it. That's not a plan. The plan should be, I'm going to move my butt and do this. I'm going to build a team of 10 by the end of April or May. And I'm going to have a team of 50. And I'm going to become a district leader by the end of the year. I mean, that's the kind of plan that you would probably expect your kids to do. What about us? So, we have a recruiting plan as well. Mike will talk about that. So somebody can get paid actually to bring people in the business. Okay, this is paid by the company. So we're looking for people who wants to learn, that are excited, they have self-discipline. This is self-employed, right? This is not a job. So nobody says come to work at 9. You know, we don't do that stuff. So you have full control of your schedule, which is a good thing, yes or yes? Yes. We have people in Quebec. Quebec is a province where combine has been very strong forever. We've got people in Quebec that work 3 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they don't work the rest of the week. They're done. And those guys make 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 a year working 3 days a week. So this is good. You call them on Thursday, they don't answer the phone. You know here we finalize our business on Sunday, right? We check our business on Sunday. Over there, they check their business on Wednesday. They're done. I know a guy, he's got a place in Florida, and every other week, he flies to Florida for a week. So he works a week vacation. A week of work, a week vacation. He's been doing that for years because he decided to build a business. Anyway, what's your plan? You need to think about this. Oh, but Jerome, I'm young. I don't know nothing. Well, within a few weeks, you'll know everything. Oh, but Jerome, you don't understand. I'm old. I'm tired. This is my 4th or 5th career. Perfect. Everything you've done in the past is going to serve you here. You didn't lose anything. Can we agree on this? Yes. Experience matters. You can build something way faster now. Okay, so I like this word here. Limitless to me is where every human should be excited with this word here. Okay, you have a chance to do something that's pretty much new in this country. Most people don't talk about it. There's 36 million Canadians. Everybody needs our stuff. Okay? So I don't know why you're here. I don't know. Some of you, oh, it's just to make an extra $500 once in a while. Others, I'd like to get out of debt in 5 years. How about that? How about you build a plan to be debt-free, including your mortgage, 5 years from now? It's all about cash flow. Go make $500,000 a year, you're probably debt-free pretty fast. Some of you will say, I'd like to invest $100,000 a year and have $1 million saved up in 7 years from now. I don't know what your plan is. I know one thing, you can do it here. We've got people doing it. A few years ago, our highest earners were $300,000, $400,000 a year. And now last year, we've got 2 that hit $1 million. And this year we'll have more. So it's exciting to see that stuff happening. I know why you should work with us, okay? Even if you're brand new. We have a great training sessions. We train people well. We have a ton of clients to visit. So if you have no clients, we're going to give you clients. And then the comp is really good. You don't have to be 2, 3, 4 years with us to start making money. You start making money right now. I was in Vancouver, as I said, this week. And there's a new guy in the room, Sonny. Sonny will be with us this week in Kananaskis. First week, Sonny, 21,000 of production. 21,000 at 70%. He made 14,000 bucks first week with us. So Sonny is excited. Yes or yes? Yes. And Sonny told his friends, and Sonny had 35 people there Thursday night. That's how it works. And Sonny had one of his guys, I don't know what the name is, first week of production, 7,000.
Jason.
Huh? Jason? Well, you know that. Jason, that's true. It is Jason. Oh, there you go. So Jason, 7,000 bucks of production the first week at 70%. 4,900 bucks of income. Jason was excited. Does that make sense? So, how many people in Calgary? How many people in Lethbridge? I was in Red Deer yesterday. How many people there? Let's go talk to people. So we do a screening. So if you kill people for a living, you cannot work with us. Okay? I know, I just lost a few of you there. Any of you working with that guy in Toronto that killed 20 men, you know, and he dismembered everybody and he puts the bones in planting pots and stuff like that? Are you working with him? If you work with him, you can work with us. So we do a screening check. We do a background check, of course. Then we send you to our class if you need to. We send you to a licensing class if you need to. And we're using every facility we can, okay? Whether it's a hotel like this, or you come to one of our offices in Calgary or elsewhere. And then, of course, we start training you. So once you know the theory, we want you guys to be able to apply the theory. Theory by itself is worth nothing. So the sales leaders are going with the new people in the field, helping people. And after you do this a few times, you're probably pretty darn good. Does that make sense? And then you can go and you can train your own people if you want and stuff like that. So that's the plan. And that's what I wanted to share with you for the brand new people who've never heard of us. So give yourself a round of applause for being here. Okay. So part 2 is some of you brought a few people with you today. If you invited somebody, can you stand up? Not the guest, just the person who did invite, and you have somebody with you. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. Stay standing. Casta, let's start with you. What's your name? Where are you from?
Me?
Yep.
Casta, I'm from Lethbridge, Alberta.
So, and you have some guests with you today?
Yep.
Okay, how did you invite your guest? What did you say?
I said, come with me to this amazing opportunity meeting on Saturday. And she said, okay.
There you go. So she said, come with me to the business opportunity we have on Saturday. And your friend showed up, right? Did it hurt you to say that?
No.
No? And your friend, are you alive? You're okay?
Great.
There you go. Good stuff. So give her a round of applause. That's all we have to do. Good stuff. What about you?
Okay.
What's your name? Where are you from?
Oh, I'm Connie. I'm with Puerto Mike.
Okay. You live in Calgary. No, take your time. You want disability for 3 months. I mean, don't get excited. Don't get excited. You're excited to be alive. That's good. So, yeah, you have some people that you invited with you?
Of course.
What did you say?
I tell them, let's go and make we have to change our lives for the better. So come.
Okay. There you go. Is that okay to say that? I think it is. Lots of people are stuck. They live paycheck to paycheck. They're looking for something. This is not a franchise system where you need to invest $50,000 bucks. You don't have to mortgage your house. It's free. Go to our class, learn that stuff, get licensed, and let's start making money. And your friends, some of them said yes.
Yes.
And some of them said no, and you're going to invite them maybe for another session sometime in April or May, right?
That's for sure.
All right, very good. Give a round of applause. Good job. Good stuff. Let's go to you. What's your name? Where are you from?
Jasmine from Calgary.
Okay.
Yeah, I invited her. Actually, I just met his wife in the mall and
Okay.
told her that we're expanding and hiring. And I just give my number and my name, and then they called me
To
yesterday.
him? To him or her?
His wife.
Okay, it's
So,
better.
Yeah, and then and his wife called me yesterday, and like they want to come here. So
There you go. Very good. Give a round of applause. Good stuff. Okay, how about you? What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Diane Alexander. I'm from Calgary.
Okay.
And my guest is Arcadius. And I was sharing with her about what we do here in Combined. And she actually asked me, she said, I want to hear more about what you do. And so we went for coffee, and I told her about it, and then I invited her.
There you go. And she's here. Very good. Thank you for being here. Give a round of applause. Good stuff. Yes, mine as well. Yes, what's your name? Where are you from?
Maggie Lam here from Calgary.
Okay.
I invested 2 guests,
Yeah.
and he's my roommate, Anthony.
Yeah.
And
So, what did you say to invite Anthony?
I say to him, come to support me. And I want to see how I can learn from him as well, because he also is doing a lot of sales, outside sales. So I learned a lot from him. So I want to see how he can inspire the other as well to see the opportunity.
Excellent.
And then Connie here is we go to same fun church, and so we sing and we dance or whatever. So she have the personality, and I just wanted to come to check it out. And I did show it.
Very good. You said, come check it out. Wow, that's pretty easy. Yes? Come check it out. And there you go. And Connie's here. So give them a round of applause. Good job. Thank you guys for being here. Let's one more. 2 more. Okay, you.
My name is Laura.
Yeah.
I'm from Calgary, and my guest here is my husband.
Oh, you had no choice to show up, sir. Otherwise, you're on the couch tonight.
She said, driving.
Yeah, there you go. Good job for forcing your husband to come. That's good.
Yeah, well, I kind of, like we've been talking about it, and I said, you're never going to get ahead. He's in sales. He's also has a background in oil and gas. And you're never going to get ahead working with someone else.
Yep.
So we have a plan to move forward together. So I just think that it's just a good idea.
Okay.
Get that.
When I showed you earlier, first of all, let me just say how I feel about us, many of us that have 2, 3, 4, 5 careers already, right? And sometimes we think, holy crap, why did I do all this? I lost 10, 20, 30 years. And let me reassure you, you didn't lose anything. Whatever you've done before, you're going to use it here, okay? All the experiences, all the peaks and valleys, all the wins and losses will serve you eventually. And totally, the two of you together can build a business. Imagine like Angie will talk later. Two of you, two co's becoming a district leader, you can catch up so fast of whatever you've done so far. So this is how I see it after doing this for 20-some years. So very good. Thank you for forcing your husband to be here. That's good.
It wasn't a hard sell.
Very good. Thank you. And yes, ma'am.
Joanna Tigre from Calgary. I met this guy yesterday from the basketball league. So we were there.
You play basketball? Because you're like 4'11" or something. And you play with young guys basketball? You shouldn't do that.
So anyway, we met him yesterday, and he was sitting there watching the game, and same as us, we were checking out the league. And so we talked to him, and we said, come to the opportunity tomorrow, check it out. And so he's here. And also Lisa is here also, and Wendy just got his license, and so he's joining us to check what is this all about, and Lisa will be joining us also.
Okay, excellent. Give a round of applause. Good job. Very good. Thank you. And you're the young guy in the crowd here. Age, okay? You're going to be fine. You're going to learn this thing. There's a ton of 20, 25, 30, 35-year-old that needs what we do. And sometimes they will listen to you more than they will listen to me because I'm just the old fart with gray hair. But they will listen to you. Does that make sense? We all have our own market, right? You're in the oil business. You were in the oil business. All the people in that field will listen to him more than they will listen to me. You come from a community, a Filipino community, or you're part of the Indian community. They will listen to you. They won't listen to me. So there's a market for everybody in this business. You're an agent already working with different companies, okay? Brokers will listen to you because you are a broker. And now you're going to see them. You build a team of 30, 50, 100, 200 brokers. And those guys, they see this as, wow, we've never done this before, and it's easy, and it's on a tablet, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to bring 1 or 2 products to my thousands of clients. That's how it works. Everybody has a market with us. Okay, so thank you, everybody. Let's move on to the next phase. We have. I wanted to make sure that you listen. Yes, somebody else?
We are from Edmonton.
Oh, you're from Edmonton.
Yeah,
there you go.
And we invite some family friends in Brooks.
Okay.
We invite a lot of them, but only one came. It's okay for us.
That's fine.
So we told them, come and check the blessings that we have, and they are here.
Okay, very good. Thank you for coming. That's awesome. Thank you. Give it a round of applause. Good job. We wanted to make sure that some of the people from the field would listen to you. You would listen to them actually and hear from them. So we asked our sales leader, Kesta Davidson from Lethbridge, to come and share her personal story. She's been with us 4 years. She becomes a sales leader 1.5 years ago, and she's excited. So please welcome Kesta Davidson, everybody. All right, good stuff.
So I'm Kesta from Lethbridge, Alberta. I brought my notes up with me because I get really nervous. So bear with me. First, I'll just tell you a little bit about my life before Combined, my life with Combined, and why I'm so excited for the future. I grew up in a small town, Nova Scotia, with my older brother Josh and my mom. Can you hear me? Yeah. Grew up in a small town in Nova Scotia with my older brother Josh and my mom. She worked hard as a single parent. She struggled between going to university full-time, working a low-wage paying job, and taking care of us two kids on her own. She taught me all about hard work, independence, and encouraged me to get good grades in school, keep my marks up so I could get accepted into a good post-secondary school. So that's exactly what I did. I started working at a young age, all through high school. I kept my grades up. I graduated with honors. Not only did I get accepted into a university with paid scholarships, I was one of the 15 kids in all the Atlantic provinces that got chosen to be part of an paid internship program at the school at the university that fall. So yeah, that was a crazy experience, but I absolutely hated it. I hated being stuck between four walls. I hate not being able to see the sunlight. I hated not being able to hang out with my friends in the summer. So what did I do? I got scared. I quit, packed my bags, I grabbed a couple of my girlfriends, and we went on a road trip to Alberta. Landed in Lethbridge. Never made it to university that fall. Never even made it back to Nova Scotia. I started in the service industry. I did that for about 10 years before I started with Combined. It was tiring work. I worked crazy hours, like 50, 70 hours a week. Always working weekends, always working evenings, always working holidays. Living paycheck to paycheck, basically. It was hard enough to get a few days off in a row to go on vacation, let alone being able to afford one. I worked my butt off, and it always seemed that I was just making it by. Well, after 10 years waiting tables, it gets real old pretty quick. I was starting to feel lost, and I knew I didn't want to be in the restaurant business for the rest of my life, but I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know where to go. Right around that time, my best friend started with the company, Lindsay. She'd tell me about all these things, about the freedom, the money, the paid training, and it just all seemed too good to be true. But she was doing it, so it couldn't be. So after numerous attempts, she convinced me to come to an opportunity meeting, much like the one that you guys are at today. And it sounded amazing. I wanted it so bad, but I was so scared. I was so scared to make a change, to get uncomfortable. I didn't know. All these negative thoughts were going through my head. The what ifs, what if I failed? What if I wasn't successful? What if I didn't make any money? How is the restaurant gonna run without me? Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of you guys think the same thing too. I was just thinking of everything and anything to back out of it. So after a few months of a constant battle, back and forth, I want to do it, no, I'm not going to do it, yeah, I'm going to do it, no, I'm not going to do it. I did it. I went to school, and I started my career with Combined. And it was probably the scariest decision I ever made in my life, and it was also one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you it was easy, because it wasn't. It was hard. Nothing easy comes without hard work and dedication. Did I ever fail? Yes. Did I struggle? Sure did. Did I make mistakes? Tons and tons of them. But was it all worth it? Hell yeah, it was. Besides the wicked paychecks, the bonuses they gave me, they appreciated my hard work. They recognized me for what I do. They sent me to Mexico, Jamaica, Vegas, Toronto. I'm going to Kananaskis on Sunday to a resort. I got the trip in April. I'm going to Jamaica again. I'm number 2 spot for the trip in October to Mexico.
Nice.
They rewarded me with all kinds of cool prizes. I got the rings and the pins. I got laptops. I got iPads. I got Apple Watches. I got gift certificates, fancy dinners, standing ovations. so much more. So the amount of freedom I had is amazing. I don't have to ask for time off for doctors and dentist appointments. I don't have to work weekends. I don't have to work holidays. I actually get to enjoy them for the first time. I make my own hours. I pay myself what I'm worth. I never have to check my bank account to see if there's enough money for bills. There's just always money in there. Combined has taught me how to become so much more of a stronger, more independent, successful businesswoman. Over these past 4 years, they've helped me obtain so many of my goals and face so many of my fears. So I'm so excited for what the future has to offer. I just want to keep reaching my goals, facing my fears, and I'm going to keep learning, I'm going to keep growing, I'm going to keep advancing. Right now I'm a sales leader, so eventually I want to become a district leader. I'm on track. I want to double my income this year. So I'm on track to making between $250,000. I want to build a team of about 20 people. Right now I'm sitting at about 10, so I'm halfway there, and it's only March. My biggest goal this year was to face my fear of public speaking.
There you
Here
go.
I am. Thank you very much, because you guys, if you weren't here today, you wouldn't have helped me overcome it. Yeah, and I hope I inspire you to go after your goals and chase your dreams and face your fears and become whoever and whatever you want to be.
There you go. Great job. Well done. Is that great, everybody? Yeah. There you go. Great job, Tessa. And I don't know if you heard, but a team of 10 people doing 125,000, and her goal is to double this year. And that's exactly, I think, the kind of mindset that we should all have. Does that make sense? We can all double, triple, quadruple what we have. Okay, so great job. Thank you very much for coming. Next, we're going to move to the launching the business. And I'm going to do a few slides before bringing Mike with us. But, you know, we want the people, the new people, to have a copy of the financial statement. And here's why. Because we have 1.5 billion of bonds. So we are a very stable, very strong insurance company. We have 1.3 billion in reserve. Okay, so again, that's pretty strong. We pay 1.3 million was paid each and every working day in 2016. And I'm talking about disability policies. I'm talking about hospitalization policies that pays $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I'm not talking about paying a client $1 million because they passed away. We're talking about helping here thousands and thousands of clients claiming on a monthly basis. Okay, so that's the kind of work that we do. A+ rating, yes. We have an interview flyer. If you're brand new with us and you're not too sure what to say and how to present, this is done. This is already approved. So it basically tells who we are. It talks about the size of the market. It talks about the situation of Canadian families in this country. It talks about the fact that people live paycheck to paycheck. It talks about building a financial house. It shows that we are unique doing this. Most other companies don't do that. It talks about the main products that we represent. It talks about building a business, right? Becoming an entrepreneur, moving from the left side to the right side of the cash flow quadrant. It talks about sales and distribution. It talks about the 3 positions we have with us. And then it talks about launching the business. So I just did the flyer in 1 minute. Why? Because I've done it 1,000 times. Okay? You guys can present this to a lot of people. And then here you say, if I can help you learn this and build a business and make money, would that interest you? That's the question, really. And usually the answer is yes. And then we say, okay, let's write down some personal goals and some business goals. A personal goal could be, I want to bring my mom and dad to Mexico next December, right? A financial goal could be, I want to make a 6-figure income in 2018. So you just write that down with the new person, and then you talk about when is the next class. You can talk about when is the next business overview at the office. Some people have friends that would rather go to their house and have a quick 15-minute presentation about the company and have a coffee and cookies. We do that too. You can do a home presentation, okay? Then we talk about doing interviews. We talk about the class program, because if somebody is full-time, we will advance the cost of going to class with us. It talks about some goals for the first few weeks. It talks about the recruiting incentive that Mike will cover. And then we say, we don't know you. Give me 6 references of somebody outside of your family that I can talk to. And basically what I would say is, what's your first name? Xavier? Okay, I would say, John, Xavier wants to work with us, and he says that you're a friend. I just need to ask you a few questions. John, how long have you known Xavier? What kind of guy is he? Oh, he's a great guy. Does he have integrity? Is that the kind of person a company would like to work with? Yes. Then I would say to John, look, Xavier is going to go through our training and licensing program. And if we decide to work with him, is it okay if we go visit you in a few weeks and show you what we do? And John is going to say yes. So now Xavier and we have John to visit in a few weeks from now. Does that make sense? We're going to do that 5-6 times. If John said Xavier is a bandit and he steals money from me and he owes me $28,000 and I haven't talked to him in 5 years, we're not going to work with Xavier. You guys with me on this? Yeah. So that's why we do that stuff. And then I would ask Xavier, who are 3 people that you know that are great communicators? They like to talk. They like to talk to people because those people are great with us. Xavier, who are 3 people you know that like sales? Okay, they like to promote something. You know, every time they go see a movie, they talk to you about it forever. You should go see that movie. It was so awesome. That scene. Those are salespeople. Xavier, who do you know that would like to improve their opportunity? They would like to improve their career. They don't like their job. They don't like their boss. They don't make enough money. They complain all the time. Xavier, give me the name of 3 people that are friendly people. They're nice people. They care about others. Like one of my neighbor, Mark, is like that. He's the first one to help you all the time with everything. Because these people do great with us. So now I have 6 references plus 10, 12 people that I can talk to help him when he's ready to go. Does that make sense? This is done online. You can do it on your laptop. You can do it on your tablet. You can do it on your phone. This is all fillable PDF. So Xavier would have a copy of it. I would have a copy as well. And as soon as he's ready to go, him and I will start making those calls, and we're gonna get things going for him. Does that make sense, guys? This is available for you. If you have a presentation already, like maybe some of the DL in the room, you have your own presentation, that's fine. But everybody else, this is company approved. Okay, so we've got that going, and now there's a lot more to it. And I wanted you guys to hear from our original manager. Mike has a team in Manitoba and in Saskatchewan and Alberta, of course, and also in BC. And he's been with us for many, many years. His dad worked with us as well, and now he's running some of the biggest regions. So please welcome Mike Greco, everybody.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
How are we doing? Good information so far? Fantastic. So everybody's feeling good, right? Right? Yes. Great. Well, what I want to be able to talk to you about is the onboarding process. I mean, you've heard some good information so far up to this point in time. Now the question is, where do we go from here? How does it all start? If this is the right fit on both ends, you know, what does the process look like? How does the onboarding occur and all of that? So it all is going to start with an application. It's going to start with an interview. We're going to sit down with you. We're going to have a conversation, like Jerome said, about your goals. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you looking for? Is that in line with what our organization is also looking for? And if it's the right fit on both sides, we're going to then talk to you about our training process. We're going to go through all of that, and we're going to make sure that everybody is meeting all of the right criteria to get into our particular field. I'm sure you can appreciate that in the financial services industry, so when we're dealing with people's money, finances, protecting their income, all of that, we need to make sure that we've got the right caliber individual. So we are going to ask people for their background history, whether that be from a criminal background, from a financial background, even a driving background for that matter. So these are all things that we're going to discuss to make sure that it's the right fit for everybody. From there, we talk about the training in class. So we've got 2 different systems that are involved to be able to onboard an individual. The first one is full classroom instruction. So our company will provide 3 weeks of thorough instruction, both in classroom for licensing as well as for the sales process. So for an individual that's looking for some additional support, we have our training team that is all certified to be able to help an individual get through the certification process to get their accident and sickness license in our field. What that consists of is 8 days of training where we go Monday through Friday, the following Monday through Wednesday, to certify an individual to be prepared to write that government examination the following Monday. So if you're an individual that, let's say, needs a little bit of extra support, would like some somebody to walk you through that process. We provide that in classroom. That's followed up with 7 days of sales training, which picks up the Thursday after licensing concludes, goes Thursday, Friday, and then the following week, Monday through Friday. So it's a 3-week commitment. However, what's nice about having a 3-week commitment is what? It gets what? Done. If you make that commitment, you know that you're starting, you're finishing, it's all completed. It's not, oh, but I got distracted. Oh, but something came up. No, you're there, it's getting completed, you're through that process, okay? So the other opportunity that you have, maybe you're saying, well, I just can't commit to a full 3 weeks. I just can't make that happen. Or I'm an individual that has the ability to self-teach or learn on my own, that can explore things online, that type of thing. So we have another system as well that consists of the online module program. And the online module program can be offered through Advocates, Oliver's Learning, but we've partnered with IFSE to give you a discounted rate to be able to do that course through that provider. I think it's around $94 now for you to register for the accident and sickness course, and that will allow you the opportunity and the flexibility to be able to do that course at your own time, maybe in the evenings, over the weekends, in and around work, and then when you're ready, you can go challenge the examination and get your license that way. Once that occurs, then you can come through our 7-day sales training class, so it's a smaller commitment. So you come in on the Thursday for training, you do the Thursday, Friday, and then the following week, Monday through Friday. So it'd be a 10-day commitment as opposed to, well, technically depending on where you're coming from. Here in Calgary, it's over 10 days, but it's literally a 7-day commitment. Does that make sense? Everybody's with me? Okay, so once that occurs, we're in a position where we can start to work with you. I will let you know that there's about a 2 to 4 week delay for an individual that's getting an application for a license to get issued. Okay, I don't want there to be any surprises for a person. Once you go through that process, you write your government examination. Obviously, the insurance councils need to verify your results, issue you out a license. That can take somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks between the license getting issued and activation, just so you have a general idea of the timeline. We don't want to say it just happens, you write the exam, later that afternoon you got your marks so you can go to work the next day. It's important that you understand that timeline. Now, for individuals that are already in the industry, perhaps already licensed, maybe you've been a broker representing multiple companies, you've been in a scenario where you've been licensed for many, many years, we have another version of our training that can be conducted over 4 days. It's either conducted over 2 weekends on a Saturday and a Sunday, or it's a 4-day run where it's like Monday to Thursday or Tuesday through Friday. And that's because you already have experience in the industry, so there's less time we have to spend going through some of the nitty-gritty and the foundational stuff. It's more of the product orientation and all of that. Does that make sense? All right? So from there, we're also working on various different other training programs, but it's important to understand what the company will provide to you for the onboarding process. So everyone that is selected to work within our organization will be provided an advance of $2,600. Now this advance covers all the costs associated with your training. Whether it's materials, maybe it's lodging, so we have people from Edmonton, we have people that are coming in from Lethbridge, so we will provide hotel accommodations, all of that. That's all inclusive of this $2,600. Now the good news is you're not having to fork over $2,600. We're advancing you the $2,600, and we allow you the opportunity to work that off through your production from a secondary compensation that is not what Jerome explained to you. So he showed you that you're going to earn a 70% commission for the sales that you generate. You will still make that 70% commission. You're going to earn an additional compensation that offsets the advance so you don't have to worry about it. Does that make sense? Now for other individuals that, let's say, are coming in here to do a full-time career, they have no other source of income, they have no other employment, we also provide a second component to this compensation and this training allowance. If you have no other source of income, employment, any type of income stream coming in, you can be eligible for a training allowance through that process. How it works is if you're registered for the entire class, the 3 weeks in a row, you're going to receive $400 per week while you're in that class. Does that sound good so far? Now, once you go through that process, again, there's about a 2, 3, maybe 4 week delay depending on how quick the insurance council reacts to everything and everything gets activated. And then once that happens, you're going to be able to start in the field with your leadership team to start to train you. And there's another piece that's coming. I do have to let you know, though, that if you are in a scenario where you have another source of income, employment, you're a broker, you do not qualify for that second piece. So everyone qualifies for Part 1. But they don't part 1A, but they don't necessarily qualify for Part 1B unless they meet that criteria of no other source of income. Is that fair? All right. Now the next piece and component to it is if you've qualified for the full allowance, once you're licensed and activated and go into the field, you can receive another $200 for your first week of field activity, in addition to all of the sales that you're generating. Now Jerome mentioned to you though, that we do everything on an iPad, which means if you're out with a leader that's spending time with you and you have an appointment your first day on Monday, and you're in a position where they see the value proposition of what we provide, and you close that sale, and it ends up going through the iPad, gets submitted to our head office, you're going to get paid within a week. So the good news is that you're already starting to generate income immediately outside of that training allowance. Make sense?
Yes.
Now, the other thing I need you to understand is let's say you came in licensed already, but you weren't, let's say, a broker, you just took your license on your own. Remember we were talking about doing it online? What happens is you go into the sales school only, not the full 3 weeks. So in that scenario, we will still pay you out the exact same compensation if you have no other source of income. It just gets distributed differently. So you're gonna receive 400 of it while you're in school. Then once you're activated and you go into the field, you will receive your next 400, and then your next 400, and then you'll receive 200. Does that make sense? So everyone receives the same compensation if they qualify for the program. It's just how it gets distributed that changes. You all okay? Many confused faces in the room? I don't know. Okay? So from there, if you also qualify for the program, if you're a new trainee coming in with no other source of income, we will also provide you with the iPad Jerome was talking about. So you don't have to go to Rogers or TELUS or Bell or whoever and register for that $30 a month plan. We're going to provide that iPad to you. Now again, if you do not have the qualifications to meet this criteria, which means you have other employment or you're a broker, then you do not get the iPad or the other compensation, which means you'd have to bring your own. Okay? Everybody okay? From there, you heard Jerome talk about support, and we have tremendous amounts of support from our training department to the leaders in the field, to our administrative team, to all of our corporate executives. We're in your corner to be able to see you succeed. I want you to think about this. If everyone qualifies for a $2,600 advance for you to get trained, that means that who's actually paying to train you? Who is? The company, right? So if we were to, let's say, select all of you in this room to come in, there's, let's say, close to 100 of you in here. If there's 100 of you at $2,600, what kind of expense is that to the organization? It's $250,000, right? So do you think we have a vested interest in your success?
Yes.
Yeah. We're not just saying, hey, what would be great, Connie, is you give me $2,600 and let's see what happens. No, we're investing $2,600 in you, and then we want to train you so that you can build a career here. Is that fair?
Yes.
All right? So as we go through, you can see some of the support team. We're going to be providing you with all of this information so you know who your trainers are, who your directors of training are, Jerome and his team and how they can support you, who your leadership team is in the field, who your regional manager is, whether it be myself or Doug Wolf, and all of these various different things. Now, Jerome mentioned a little bit about our field recruiting program. After you've had an opportunity to see our compensation, you can see that you can build a career here from a sales perspective, but there's a significant amount of opportunity to build a substantial income by growing a team. Would we agree? Well, in growing a team, you're not only going to get paid long-term for the development of that team, but we're actually going to compensate you for your involvement while you're building it, which is pretty cool. So through this process, we call this the Field Recruiting Incentive Program, or in my mind, it's like a referral program. So any of the people in the room that brought guests in here today, if you also were to bring in other guests and we interview them and we see the value and we bring them on board, you will get compensated for your involvement in that process of bringing that individual here. Because we never would have met them had it not been for you. So how it works is the first level can pay you up to $400. So that's your first individual that we interview, that you field recruited, you refer to us, we put through school. The next one is at $550. The third one is up to $900. The fourth one is up to $900. The fifth one up to $1,350. And the sixth one at $1,400. And then it can continue at that pace further from that point on, okay? So there's great opportunities here. Now, the extra piece that you see down here is kind of small, but you will also earn a 2% override on the total volume of sales any of your field recruits produce for their first 18 months in our business. So I want you to think about this. If you were to bring 10 individuals into our company, someone else is training them, right? So they're getting trained by someone else, they're getting onboarded by someone else, and let's say you had no desire to, let's say, train them yourself or be a leader, you were just interested in making sure you could pay it forward and provide an opportunity to someone to change their life. Make sense? Well, if those 10 people went out and did $1 million in production, believe it or not, you're gonna earn $20,000 just because you brought them here. Is that a pretty good deal?
Yes.
Is that a pretty good deal?
Yes.
Is that a pretty good deal?
Yes.
Holy smokes. I tell you what. Angie, bring out the whip. Okay, all right. So, here's how the program works, just to give you a little bit of criteria. Level 1 of the program stipulates that an individual must graduate our training program, which is fair, right? They have to complete the training, and they have to enter into the field where they'll spend time with a certified trainer. And then they need, in the second part, to produce a minimum of $2,500 worth of volume within their first 5 weeks. Now let me ask you guys a question. If when you come out of training, there's a certified field trainer with you that's been in our business and had proven track records of success, do you think that if they're with you, that you're going to learn how to do what we do and do it effectively? Yeah, because they got to that role because they're what? Good. Not because we had nobody left. It's because they were good. So they're going to help you qualify through all these processes. The third part says 4,000 between weeks 6 to 10, which again is showing us now that at the beginning stages when we help launch and we work with you, that you're going to consistently put in the effort to start to become independent on your own. And that's very important. Would you not agree that independence is important? Because here's what I've learned. It's one thing to show me how to do something. It's another thing to teach me how to do something. Because if I'm only shown how to do something, forever I'm going to require what? Help. So through this process, we require your support, your commitment to get through it so you can start to learn how to become independent and confident in your own ability, okay? So what do you do while you're waiting? Remember that 2 to 4 weeks I was talking about in activation? Here are the things that we want to work with you on so that you are engaged and you're ready. When the time comes and you're activated, you can launch and you can launch successfully. The first thing is to study, memorize, and practice. Would we not agree that in having a conversation with somebody to get our point across, confidence is key? Would you have a conversation with somebody that knows nothing about nothing and they're trying to give you their opinion? Hey, you know what? I really think that you should check out this movie. Have you seen it? Nope. Does that make sense? They know nothing about it. So at the end of the day, what we want you to do through this process is to study, memorize, and practice. You'll have been trained. Go through that process over and over and over again. Because when the time comes, if let's say you've given, 100 practice presentations and studied through the material every single night, when you get activated, are you higher or are you more or less likely to be confident in your ability? More, which means the time comes, you're ready to hit the ground running, right? The next thing we want you to do is start to network, start to talk to people, start to build what we call an inventory. See, our business is the business of people, right? Which means our inventory are people. So we want you to get out there, we want you to start to network, start to talk about the business that you're in, bring people into events like this, all that kind of stuff, so you can start to build what we call a pipeline. We want you to engage in the recruiting activities through these markets and with your leaders. Or market lists. We will sit with you and we will help you identify your market. Jerome was talking about how in the oil and gas industry, people are going to listen to you because you're from that industry. You can speak that language better than I can if I'm not in the oil and gas industry. If you were a hairstylist before, if you were a mechanic before, the wonderful thing about our organization is it's made up of people from so many different diverse backgrounds, and the reason being is because they all fill that market need that we have that's out there. Does that make sense? So we're going to help you identify all of the markets that you have so that you're ready to hit that ground running again. We're going to start to work with you to set up appointments, to be able to condition people for when the time comes and you're ready to get activated, that an appointment's just a matter of a day or two away. So a reach out call that sounds something like, "Hi Jennifer, how are you? It's Mike Brecken calling. Listen, I'm calling on behalf of Connie. Reason being is that Connie is looking at coming into our industry. She wants to be in the financial services industry. Just a couple questions for you, Jennifer. Would you say that Connie is, loyal, that she's responsible, that she's a strong-willed person? What are some of the characteristics you could give?" Now, out of curiosity, if Connie were to come into the industry, would she have enough credibility with you to sit down with you and show you what she's doing now, and that you would be able to give her your opinion and see if you saw value, you might do business with her? Great, see, that we help you through that process to set up the appointments before you even get going. Does that make sense? So if you had 4, 5, 6, 10 appointments, the moment you get activated, are you going to have fast success? Yes. Are you? Yes, thank you, we're waking up. We're going to get you out job shadowing if we can. So in that time frame, if you can clear your day, you can go out and sit in appointments. Watch how we go about presenting, which again is a learning experience, but most important, excited when you're excited, and when you're distracted, you forget. Is that fair? Maybe you already got distracted. You're excited when you're excited, and when you're distracted, you forget, right? So at the end of the day, you come out of training, you're ready to go, you're pumped. Now it's that waiting period. If you're not plugged in, what will happen? You're going to lose the momentum, lose the energy, lose the excitement. And again, you need to remember, you made the decision to be here because you saw value in what we provide, correct?
Yes.
All right. So from there, what do we mean by plug in? We've got webinars every Monday and Friday by our Vice President, Zone Manager. There's webinars every Tuesday with our Zone Support Team. We've got webinars in my organization every Wednesday. We run an additional webinar to give you additional support and training. We have team meetings, one-on-one meetings, job shadowing, opportunity meetings, these Super Saturdays, women's events, conventions, all these things you want to talk to your leadership team about so you can plug into them, so you can be a part of the team, you can start to socialize, you can start to build that family feeling about where it is you are and what we can do, okay? So from there, what happens when you get licensed and activated? You're now spending time with a certified field trainer, our sales leadership team. It's their responsibility to be able to show you how to do what we do confidently. They've gotten where they got because they've had success, and now their job is to train you on how to capitalize on that success as well. But again, it's a fine line because it requires what from you? Commitment. It requires a commitment. See, I have no problem going out with Roxanne every single day, provided Roxanne is doing what during that process? Applying herself. If all she's doing is sitting back on her phone and I'm doing all the conversations, she's not learning anything. Is that fair? So this process is a two-way street. We want to make sure that you get field trained the right way right out of class. Our sales leader's objective is to get you to a minimum of $2,500 in volume or more in your very first week. And when you think about it, Jerome showed you our Hospital Essentials program, which was $56 a month. That basic program we sell, 60% of our sales comes from it, right? So that was $56. I don't know if it showed that we covered an entire family for $136. So out of curiosity, do you think that what you've seen so far, other people would see value in when it comes to our programs? So would it be a stretch of the imagination that through all of the conversations that you have, that you think you could find 2 families a week that would be willing to make a $136 investment on protecting all of their family, which means both of the breadwinners, and if they have 2 kids, 4 kids, 8 kids, 26 kids, I don't know, whatever. All the power to them. Do you think they'd see value in being able to protect their entire family for just over $100 a month? Well, then what you've just told us is we will show you how to quickly get to that $2,500 or more benchmark every single week. Make sense? From there, we're going to train you on how to make sure you maintain at least 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 within your first 3 months. Okay, guys? Now, what do we need from you, and what is the sales leader going to be? The sales leader is going to be the example. They're going to be out there demonstrating everything that we do, how we do it, which means you need to be paying close attention. We're going to make sure that we teach you all types of our business, as much as possible given the time restrictions that we've got. And we're going to start off by showing you how and finish by refining your individual skills. In other words, we're going to slowly be pushing you further and further to become more independent. Best way to explain it is, let's say you had a fear of water. If you have a fear of water, do you just jump into the ocean? Or do you walk from the beach in slowly? The problem is, if you stop and turn back, what will never happen to your fear? You never overcome it. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with about 90% of the work where we're demonstrating everything, but we're still getting you involved, because if you never put your toe in the water at all, guess what? You're never going to get wet. Make sense? Yeah. Then what we're going to start to do is slowly push you, where we lean back a little bit, and now we're pushing you further into the water. Now the water's up to your knees. Then what do? We step back a little bit more, we push you a little further, now the water's up to your waist. And sooner or later, over the process of training and development, you're going to be fully submerged in the water, and we hope that you know how to swim. Okay? Hopefully, right, Jerome?
Yeah, that's a scary,
your field support team is just still life
story.
preservers. Okay? Now what do we need from you? A commitment. Again, whose opportunity is this? Yours. It's your opportunity. So if we want it more than you, is there a problem? If we want you to succeed more than you, is there a problem? Yes. Yeah. So we need your commitment, which means we need you to be prepared to give it your all. We need you to have conversations with the people that you care about the commitment that you're going to make. Because if you want to launch this right, you can't just come in and say, oh, okay, well, I can give you 1 hour a day for the next 4 days. Is that going to work? No, we need to have a conversation on the front end about what is your commitment, what can you set aside, and then what can we do within that commitment. But that also means you need to share that commitment with the people that you are responsible for, your family and all of that. Because you may need to work some late evenings, you may need to work some weekends. But the whole process is that you're going through that learning curve to become better, which means you gotta be prepared. We want you to reflect through the process. Ask yourself questions like, what could have been done better? What was done well, and what can you improve on? And we will help you through that journey to identify all aspects of exactly what you do. Make sense? Make sense?
Yes.
All right. So, Doris Lessing said, any human anywhere will blossom in 100 unexpected talents and capabilities simply by being given the opportunity to do so. So again, it's understanding that this is your opportunity. Where you are today is a result of the choices that you've made up to this point, good, bad, or indifferent. If you want your life to change, what has to change? You. That's the only thing that can change. So as we look at it, let me talk a little bit about compensation. Jerome said that you get a 70% compensation on new sales as a sales representative here. So again, let's go back to the previous example where we said if we go out, we can protect 2 families a week. If you think about the math, that's 136 times 2 is what? 272. Quick math on it, annualized at 12 is at least $3,000 in production. $3,000 worth of production over 52 weeks in the year is over 150, 160, 170,000. When you take 70% of that, you're making $115,000 a year by protecting 2 families a year. But that's not all, because we also provide you with a bonus program. And the bonus program stipulates that in your first 6 months tenure, we will pay you out an additional 8% every single month on the volume you submit. And once you've graduated 6 months tenure and you hit 7 months or more, that bonus goes up to 10%. So if you think about it, in your first year, protecting 2 families a year, you would earn in gross of $130,000 a year. Again though, that's based on who? Your commitment. But you tell me where you can go, start a career today, and 12 months later, make $130,000 a year or more. Anybody want to tell me? With no previous experience or track record or education. That's what I want you to see. Now for many of you though, through that process, you're going to start to grow an organization. And that's where it really starts to come together. I want you to think about it. Jerome showed you, a sales leader earns a 25% override for training, developing, and supporting a team. So you heard Cass talk about how she has a team of 10 now and she's growing to 20. So if she has 20 sales representatives that are out there, and they're all engaged in the activities to support 2 families a week, that means that she's writing $30,000 worth of volume a week. Does that make sense? At 25%, how much is that? What's 25% of 30,000? 7,500. So let's scale it back and call it 5. What's $5,000 a week at 52 weeks in the year? It's $250,000. What did Cass say when she was standing up here? My objective is to go from 250 to 3 and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? But can you see how it actually lines up? It's not like I'm standing here saying, oh, you can make 250,000. It's happening based on the exact numbers that you're hearing from people that are doing it right now. Now there's a bonus program that pays in addition to that shows you as a sales leader, if you can achieve a minimum of $50,000 worth of production in a quarter in 3 months, you're starting a bonus. Well, if you have a team of 20 that are doing 30,000, then it's not that unrealistic to think you have a team of 10 doing 15, or you even have a team that's starting out at 6 to 10 that's doing 5 to 10 as you're starting to grow. Make sense? Well, if you're doing 5 to 10,000 a week and there's 13 weeks in a quarter, are you getting above and beyond 50,000? Yeah. 5,000 a week at 13 weeks is 65,000. You're already into bonus. Does that make sense, guys? So is there a significant opportunity here to diversify your income? Yeah. From that process, we also provide you with recognition. Who here likes being recognized? Who here likes everybody ignoring you? It's good to feel like you're appreciated. Would you not agree? Well, our company believes very strongly in this. And we have something called the WCS Achievement Clubs. So in addition to the compensation that you're provided for building a career with us, we recognize you for levels of achievement all along the way. It starts with your first week in the field, which is called your PAL week. That's where your sales or district leader are going to spend time with you to help you achieve what's called a silver or gold PAL. Our objective is to always go for what? Gold, because gold is shinier. Right? From there, you have the opportunity to earn the WCS awards. You have an initial award, a Pearl award, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. But these right here are our designations of excellence, what we call our Grand Diamond Achievers. Our Grand Diamond Achievers do 12,500 in production. Here's the thing, if you wrote 225 Grand Diamonds, I get it, you can buy your own. But isn't there something that's nice about someone taking a look at your wrist? I mean, let me ask you a question. For those that like watches, do you notice if someone's wearing a Rolex? You notice, right? And what does that usually turn into? A conversation. And wouldn't it be nicer to instead say, hey, I bought this, to be able to turn around and say, I earned this? Isn't that an awesome feeling? So again, guys, we believe very strongly in recognition. We have rings. You heard Casta talking about the rings she's achieved. Achievers Club rings, Leaders Club rings, President's Club, ooh, Chairman's Club rings. All sorts of different degrees of excellence to recognize you for your achievement. We also help you track. See, it's important that you understand where you are. Imagine you're in the middle of the ocean with no GPS navigation or a compass. Feels pretty lonely and lost. At the end of the day, we want to make sure you understand where you're at. There's nothing worse than trying to go after something and finding out when it's all said and done because you weren't tracking, that you were, let's say, one call away, one sale away, one little fraction away from achieving something you've been working hard to do. We also have the trips. Jerome was talking about how we offer 2 trips a year, and there's more this year, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But who here likes going on vacation? Woo! Who here likes going on vacation for free? Woo! See, there's the excitement there. So we do 2 of these a year, guys. When it's all said and done, this next one we're doing is in Jamaica. It's next month. We've got Cancun coming up in October. And these are every 6 months. And everyone in every category has an opportunity to win. So our sales representatives, to our new sales representatives, to our sales leaders, our district leaders. I mean, it's just amazing how we can bring 200, 300 people to a destination. I want you to think about this for a minute. Do you think you have a lot of fun when there's 200 or 300 of your peers that are all on a trip, sharing advice, sharing techniques, but also having a great time? Does that sound like something you want to be a part of? Yeah. Who wants to go to Cancun in October? The rest of you can drive us to the airport. Okay, see what I did there? So here we've got a calendarization. You can see we have weeks where things are specifically available in addition to everything we've talked about. So all these weeks where you see programs, there are weeks that we have additional incentives up that we'll talk about a little bit later. I'll give you a better idea of them. And then these other weeks where you see what's called kind of like a standard of excellence, those are weeks where we allow you to earn additional credits towards the trip. So in other words, if you were to produce 10,000 in volume, you heard Sonny, his first week in the field, did $21,000 in production, right? Well, if that week was what we call a spiff or an Ardmore incentive, he might have gotten 10 times the multipliers. So that week, instead of getting credit for $21,000, he would have got an extra $210,000 worth of credit, which means he had $242,000 towards the trip. Do you think he's going? Yes. Yeah, and how long did it take him to achieve it? 1 week. Isn't that crazy? So these are things that we do to keep the competition exciting, get it healthy, get everybody moving. So again, we'll talk a little bit more about the incentives and how they work later on today. But I want to show you here that we have something called our PMA portal. This is our online back office tool that you will get a specific code to log into, which has all of the presentations in it. It has your back office, it has your reports, it has training, it has everything that you need specific to allow you an opportunity to go in and help develop yourself and track everything that you need to track. So there's a system that's dedicated to be able to support you on the back end. Everything from flyers, communications, the works. So here we go. We got Jamaica coming up in April. How many people in the room here are going to Jamaica? Make some noise too. That's great. See, they're going to Jamaica. How many of you would like to go to Jamaica at some point in time? Just a few. Again, you can drive us to the airport. All right. And from there, we've got Cancun and everything else. So guys, again, I just wanted to start off by giving you a little bit of an idea of where it starts. And while I do that, okay, so yeah, where it starts. So again, it's all starting through the conversation. We want to sit with you, we want to talk to you about your goal, and then we want to walk you through the process. Now what I've learned is that the time is never going to be right. It's about making a decision to make a difference today. If you want your life to change, you can't forecast and say, well, you know what would be great if my life changed in May of 2020. Do you sit back and say that? No, you want to say my life wants to change now, which means I got to change, which means you got to take a risk. Any successful person in life became successful because they did what? Took a risk. I want you to also think about this. Anyone that you've ever respected in life, I want you to think about an individual that comes to mind. It might be someone that's in the movie business. Maybe it's a business professional. Maybe it's someone within your family. Think about someone you truly respect. What is it that you respect about them? Were they handed everything on a silver platter? Did they inherit their success? Or did they go out and earn it? Now I think if I were to ask all of you what it is you respect most of them, it's that they have had to overcome trials, tribulations, and difficulty, which is what got them to where they got. Would you agree?
Yes.
So my question for you is, if success, change, and everything is the outcome that you want, do you think the road is going to be easy? No. If you want to be someone that an individual aspires to be like, then you have to be willing to take the risk, go through the learning curve, get through those difficult times so that you can follow the same path other successful people have. If you're expecting for success to show up on your door and hand itself over to you, it's not going to happen. I'll close and I'll hand it over to Jerome and Harry here in a minute, and Jackie and all those people.
Yep.
Yeah, Jackie. By saying this, the person who woke up in overnight success wasn't sleeping. And I want you to think about that. So guys, with that, give yourselves a round of applause for continuing to stay Next, I'd like to bring up an individual who has had great success in our business. We actually had the opportunity to work together over the course of many, many years. She started her career out in British Columbia. She worked her way up as a sales representative with great success to become a sales leader in our organization. Made the move out here to Alberta and started managing the markets here in Calgary. Grew a district and became a district leader. Has had just outstanding success in the role now for, I believe, about 3 years as a district leader. So guys, let's give a warm welcome and make some noise for Jackie Manos. You go, girl.
Here. Hey guys, how's it going? So I actually was asked to speak at this event, and this is really truly the first time I do my story in front of so many people. People that have worked with me, they know me and my story, and so I am Jackie Munoz, and this is my story. Let's see if it works. No, it doesn't. So here you will have to help me out with this. So I was born in Cancun, Mexico. Many people have been to Cancun. A lot, right? So you know what I'm talking about. Beaches, sand, beautiful weather, right? I am the second child of 3. So I'm the middle one, right? When I was about 8 years old, I moved to Mexico City because of my father's job. And when I was about 15 and a half, I moved to Canada. And that's where my true story starts. When we moved to Canada, my father had a very successful business in the software department, and he had been in business for over 20 years. So he was basically the breadwinner. He knew how to handle finances. He did everything at home when we came to Canada, paying the bills, the mortgage, insurance, everything. And so I'm pretty sure the people that are immigrated from other countries know what it is to be into a new country, right? You don't know anything. So at 16 years old, 4 months after I moved to Canada, my father unfortunately passed away from a car accident. And my mother was left in a foreign country with no English and with 3 kids. My youngest sibling was a year old at the time, right? And so very tragic. My father had been very successful in his life, so he had taken care of us, right? We moved from Calgary to Vancouver the first week that we moved to Canada, and so he found a new mortgage broker. And when they went to Vancouver, everything was so expensive, they said, hey, I can give you a better rate. If you transfer your policy from XXY insurance to Z insurance, you will get a better rate, you will have the same coverage. And my father thought, why not, right? So that was July 10th, 2004. And my father wrote to his insurance company right then and there in the advice of the broker and said, I do no longer wish to have this policy, I'm moving it to the other insurance. Everything was fine. My father went to the United States in August 1st, and he had a head-on collision car accident that landed him in the hospital. 9 surgeries later, he passed away, okay? So the US, as you can see, is super expensive. And we thought, okay, there's no problem, we have life insurance, you know, we're gonna collect under this. So we tried to go into the life insurance policy, and they said, well, we no longer have his coverage. He decided to go to another company. So we said, okay, so we're gonna go to the other company and ask for the life insurance. Well, he passed away under the underwriting period. So imagine that. Now my mother is devastated. There's no husband. She's in a different country. She has no source of income.
and she has a youngest baby, 1 year old. That is devastating for anyone, right? So my family started in financial distress. We lost our home, we lost our business, and at 16 years old, I went from a home that my parents owned to a basement. And a basement, guys, in BC, it's pretty much this, but maybe the quarter of size of it. No windows, no nothing. So where does a girl with no education and no basically Canadian experience go to? Well, I was lucky enough to find a job in Shoppers Drug Mart as a clerk. And at the same time, I was holding a job as a server at Denny's. And at the same time, I was holding another serving job at the pantry to provide for my family. And that's where my journey really started. So one day, someone from this company approached me while I was serving them, and they said, hey, I have a business proposition. And I don't know if this is something that you might consider, but if you come and listen to what I have to say, it might change your life. So it's just exactly where you guys are. And I decided, I was like, I don't need another job, right? So I went and I listened and I paid attention. And all of a sudden I thought, okay, hold on a second, they're saying hundreds of thousands of dollars they can earn? I don't know, like I never even think about it. I just won $50,000, right? So I said, you know what, I'm gonna quit all my jobs, imagine this, and I'm gonna give it my best into a business where I don't know anything about. But when you feel like you cannot go on any longer, when there's no opportunity that you think is out there for you, when you're tired, there has to be a goal bigger than you. And this was my biggest goal. It was my sister. She was just so young, and I thought I have to give her a better life. This has to be better, right? So I went on, I took the opportunity, and this is me when I started in Combine, 2006. I was so young. You can see by the picture. I was eager, but I had no experience, and I had no knowledge of the business. I didn't know what a business, how to create a business. I was never self-employed, right? I saw my father created it, but I never really paid attention. I was so young. And so I knew that I had to work really hard, and I had to get experience really fast. So how do you get experience when you have none? You have to fail. So I knew that if I went just knocking doors and failing as fast as I could, I would actually learn from my mistakes. And so that's what I did. I started, I was 18 years old, and I was just pounding doors and, you know, saying, getting no's and getting no's and getting no's. And I was like, kind of like saying, okay, this is not working, so what can it work? And I was asking people questions, right? The great thing about Combine is that they not only offer you a business opportunity, they give you a community. A community of successful people. A community of people that have been where you are, right? People that have struggled where you're struggling. So you can have mentors, you can have peers, you can have co-workers, you can have ideas, not only in a business, but also you can find ideas and solutions for your life. Because I didn't know about positivity. I didn't know about like goals and how to set, you know, and achieve business goals or how to start a business, but people knew it. They give me mentors, they give me people that actually was there to teach me and to, you know, pump me up when I felt like defeated. That's what my passion was in Combine. So I was in a new industry, in the industry that had cheated my family, but I went and I realized that this company really take care of their clients. I couldn't do this cheating people, because that broker that broke my family for $1,000 commission maybe, it was unacceptable. I couldn't do that to people. So when I went, the first thing I would ask to people, have you ever claimed with our company? Yes. Did they pay you? Yes. They were telling me stories, fantastic, and I was like, you know what? I got the experience and I have the product that I could trust, right? It was not just a business like cheating people, because I cannot do that, right? So I went on, and this is now my life, thanks to Combine. I have gone back to my country. It is wonderful to be there with my family. I have touched so many lives, so many people, but I actually took care of my life and my family. Was it easy? Not at all. But was it fantastic, the journey that I've been to? Absolutely. This is my home now. So when I was younger, I always said one day I will own my home. And today, actually, I have a 35 square foot home, and then a 3,500 square foot home, and a car that I only dreamed to have, right? And this is my family. This is my wife. My mom now is a nurse at the Columbia Hospital in Surrey. And this is my husband. My brother has now family, and my sister is actually standing right there for everybody that little baby. I tell you that I never told my story because it's a story of struggle, but it's also a story that touches people's lives and touches. If you are where I was, if you feel that there is no opportunity, this is the time to actually do something about it. Because this is not just a business, it's a way of life. You get the community and the support that no one else has given you, right? All of us go through trials and tribulations, and this is what the opportunity that we're giving you today, right? Just like you, I was there, 12 years ago, and today I can't believe the journey I've had. So thank you for listening to my story.
Is that good or what? This is awesome. Great stuff. Now we're now best friends because she's from Cancun. And all of us are going to Cancun in October, so we have a big party at Jacqueline's house. It's going to be awesome. Are you coming to Cancun? Yeah. Oh, her husband is coming, so we're not invited. Great job, Jacqueline. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff. So that's why we do these sessions, right? Because we need to hear those stories. I don't know about you, but that's very powerful to see that somebody can come from another country like that, having all kind of family issues, and now you take a risk. You gave up 3 crappy jobs, you learned this thing, and now look at what happened. So we're very proud of you. Great job. Give them another round of applause. And your sister is here. Is that the youngest sister that was one on the story?
That's right, yeah.
Wow, you're all grown up now, eh?
Yeah, I made it.
Good job. All right, let's move on to another story. And then Mike is going to come and close at the end, but we wanted to hear you guys to hear from, I talked about them a little bit earlier, Angie and Anton. They built a great business with us, and you're going to hear the story as well, and the why behind the whole thing, and the mind. Those stories once in a while. So I'd like you guys to welcome Angie Ostojic.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much, Jerome. Thank you. Do I have the?
It's all there.
Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think so.
First of all, I wanna thank you guys for being here, but I want you guys to give Jackie a big hand. This is actually her first time of speaking in front of a big crowd. Jackie, you are amazing, amazing. Oh my gosh. I heard a lot of powerful story, but your story is powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that. So a lot of people can relate into that. Would you agree? Yes. There's a lot of people, but sometimes we are very comfortable and we have, and then sometimes we say, well, I cannot do it. You are thinking if you cannot do it. The problem is, yes, you cannot, if that's what you think about, right? So you can make a choice either to be stuck into something or either to move on and do something different. Who knows? Maybe that's the thing that can get you out where you're in right now. Would you agree? Yes. So we are all here for a reason. The person who invited you here are the people who know you, who love you, who care for you. That's why they invited you to come and take a look at the opportunity. Would you agree? Yes. Now I want you to take this time to thank the person who brought you in, because I know for a fact that tonight, after you're done here, I know for a fact you will not sleep because you care enough of what the future will bring you. Would you agree? So take the time to thank the person who brought you in here. Can you do that? Awesome. Oh, thank you. Awesome. That's good. And make it really sincerely, because by the time you're making 6 figures a year, you will not forget them. Would you agree? Yes, a red and lobster will be good. Huh? That will be enough. So anyways, I'm here to talk to you about your New Year's resolution. What month is it today? March. 3 months. How's your New Year's resolution coming? Are you still sticking with it? Who's going still strong? Oh, beautiful. There's some few. How about the other ones? They don't even bother making one, right? The reason being is sometimes January, they're really gang-ho. I'm going to pay off these bills. That's for sure. This is exactly what I'm going to do. March, oh man, that shoes that I've been dreaming of, I need to buy it. Until then, I said, oh, forget that New Year's resolution. I'll start it again next year. That's what happened all the time. So that's why a lot of people get stuck. So what I want you, Jerome?
Yeah. Clicker to the right.
No. See?
Women and technology.
Thank you.
Okay, right here. Look.
Okay.
This button right here. One.
Oh, that button.
That button.
Why there's so many buttons? Just one button.
Click.
Oh, there you
There
go.
you go. Good job.
Now I got it. Thank you, Jerome. I was in Edmonton the other day and do another presentation, and I said to these people, I said, why do you think people is always awake at night? They can't sleep. And they said, maybe because they are thinking. Do you think they're thinking? Who of you lay down in bed and look at the ceiling? Why do you do that? Just because you can't sleep and you're not tired? No, because you are so tired and you cannot sleep thinking about your future. Would you agree? So coming into overviews like this, crowd of people, these people here beside you, in front of you, these people are not just coming here just because. They are coming because they're looking for opportunity. Would you agree? Look at this young man. Some people dream of success while others wake up and work hard at it. The only difference between people who are broke and the people who are really wealthy and making it is there's only one difference. And what is that? The people who are rich get more no's than the people who are broke. Why? Because the people are so persistent enough that no matter what, they're not letting anyone to take them out of their dreams. Would you agree? And they go and work hard every single morning. They make a habit because they have a goals. Now, I am doing what I call the workshop. And I'm going to go through all this formula for success. Like Jackie's story, all of us is special. We have our own talents. Don't underestimate yourself because all of us has their own talents. You are special in your own way. And you are not going to try to let people like you by changing yourself. People will love you no matter what. People will love you for who you are. So don't even change. Would you agree? So don't let anybody talk you out of your goals and dreams. Now, the formula for success, I'm going to go through it a little bit. I have no much time to go through, so that's why I'm doing workshop because it's not to be deeper into the sense. I've been in business for 18 years, but I never come close to making our first million in those 18 years. Just, we are here in combined for less than two years. Less than 2 years. And Jerome is telling us that we made our first million together. We did that in less than a year. So, what may change from all those businesses that I've been doing before, what changes is I really make a point into setting goals. Why do you think Michael Jordan is worth over multi-million dollar? Why? Michael Jordan. Do you know who's Michael Jordan? Yes. What does he do? Sorry? Basketball. Exactly, basketball player. Hi Nina, you're here. Awesome. I'm seeing many new people who are coming back. Michael Jordan is a basketball player. And he makes millions of dollars. Would you agree? Multi-millions of dollars. In fact, he's worth like more than, $1 billion right now. He make a lot of money. So what he does is he set up a goal. Those basketball players, if they don't have a goal to shoot the ball into the what? To the ring, to the net, they have no goal. They will be, if they don't have no net to shoot the ball and have no goal to shoot that ball into the net, they gonna be running like a chicken without a head, banging each other, running around. They don't know what to do. Would you agree? Yes. How about the golf guy? Who's the name? Oh, that's Tiger Woods. Yeah, that guy. Huh? Tiger Woods make a lot of money as well. What is his goal? Thank you. To what? To shoot that small ball into the hole. That's what he does, right? And make a lot of money out of it. How about those people who run around and do tackling? What are those? Huh? The football players. Would you agree? Those one, they tackle the big man tackling each other. If they don't have a goal to shoot that ball into the net, would you agree that they're just like crazy people running around? You get my point. Yes. My point is, if you don't set up a goal, if those people making and getting paid millions and millions of dollars because they set a goal, would you agree it worked for you to set a goal? Yes. Because what happened right now is, I ask a lot of people, so what do you do? Oh, I do a lot of things. They don't even know exactly what they're doing. What are you doing to get you out of your situation right now? Well, I don't know, I just go to work every day. Great, so that's a goal. But is that goal of yours working every single day, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, is it going to retire you in less than 5 years? Or are you looking at working more for 10, 20 years? So you need to set up a goal higher than what you are doing right now. Well, I'm not going to tell you to kill yourself working. There is an opportunity in front of you that is going to take you 3 weeks a week to go and learn and get trained to make 6 figures a year this year. So if you are going to do that, that might be something that you can do part-time until you replace your income, double, triple it, and come full-time. What does it make sense to you? Yes. Does it make sense to you? Yes. My husband and I have kids. In fact, we have only 4 kids. Only 4. How many kids you got? Huh? 2, 1. So what's your excuse? Having 4 kids running around? I cannot tell you more. Because you know what? Like if you really want to set up a goal wherein you need to target to get it, make it happen. Because you're not doing this for you only. You're doing this for the future of your family. Would you agree? Now, before you're going to set a goal, so you have a goal. What will be those goals? Pay off the debts. If you're just going to pay off the debts, that's it for you. After you pay off the debts, because you make a lot of money in here. In fact, I have a sales representative last month closed 22,000 APV in 1 month. That's my top the last month. I have a sales leader, Pearlie, who closed in her organization last month almost 60,000. How much do you think the 25% of that 60,000? Exactly. If a single mom who doesn't have no idea in sales and just been here in less than a year. But before you set up your goals, after you set up your goals, you need to have habits. Because if your habit is sitting down in front of television watching Netflix, that's not going to make you rich. Would you agree? In fact, you pay them that Netflix program thingy, you pay them to suck the life out of you. You allow them to do that for $10.99 a month. I know it. Huh? That's what it is. And what happened to you is instead of you getting out and making more money for your family, you are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Not your bank account getting bigger. You're wrong. It's not your bank account getting bigger. You getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Bad, right? Do you want to do that? So if you're sitting down watching teleserye right now, you better think about it. That loud lady said, this Netflix is sucking the life out of me. I better get up and do something different. Awesome. So habits is the things that you do automatically. You don't need to think about doing it. If your habit is making money by helping a lot of people saving their lives, then do it. That will become your habit and make you really rich. You know why habits is powerful? My husband is the one, I love him, adore him very much. He is the one who makes lunches for my kids every single day. Every day. Who got a husband like that? That? I feel like a millionaire having that guy. So anyways, he makes lunches every day. The power of habit is this. Even on Saturday, he still wake up early in the morning and still prepare the lunches. And when you ask him, honey, where are you going? I'm going to prepare the lunch. So why is it so powerful? Because it's automatic in your brain. It happens like this. Would you agree? Same thing when you brush your teeth. You don't need to think to brush your teeth. Right? So how about to go and develop a habit wherein it's gonna make you money every day? But if your habit is after dinner, you're gonna sit down and watch TV, that's not going to make it. Would you agree? So do something that is uncomfortable. I'm not telling you it's easy. I'm not telling you to change everything that you're doing right now. I just want you to do it a little bit less. I can teach you on how to lose weight. It's not that I'm losing weight, but I can teach you how to lose weight by not exercising. You come and do my workshop, I'll teach you how to do it without no exercising. I just need to teach you on how to do 10% a little bit less whatever you're doing. To eat a little bit 10% a little bit less than how you are eating and stuff like that. I can help you to develop your habits better to serve you in the future and your family. Would you like that? Good. So that is habits. So if you are in business right now, develop a habit that will make you more money. Okay? So habits that we don't need to think it. Values. These values are powerful. The reason being, if you don't declare on who you are every single morning when you wake up, then every single one around you will pull you down. And if they pull you down, they will pull you to this level that they are right now. And I kid you not, most of us are hanging with the people who have the most negative mind, like every day. You are surrounded with that. Would you agree? And if you are surrounded with negative people, people who are paycheck to paycheck and who are broke and trying to teach you what to do, how to be rich, would you agree that they're gonna teach you how to be paycheck to paycheck too and be broke? Would you agree? Because you are the average of the 5 people that you hang out with. So you better check the people you're hanging out with, because you're gonna be the average of them. So please, the values. Don't let anybody talk you out of your dreams. You need to declare who you are. Every single morning, tell yourself, I am beautiful. You are beautiful inside and out. And when you say that, you pick yourself up. Say, Angie, you are beautiful. Inside and out. It doesn't matter how I look like when I wake up in the morning. My hair are all over the place. Yeah, exactly. But that's who you see. But when I start saying, Angie, girl, you're beautiful. And then I'll pick up myself and I say, yes, I am up, and I'm going to go and change. Those are the values. What else can you say yourself? I said, I am strong. I am energized. Because when you wake up in the morning, you have no energy. You're dragging yourself to do the things that you don't like to do. Would you agree? But when you say, I am strong, I am energized, I'm full of energy, I am ready to face the world. Okay? So that's why when you do that, you need to declare your values, because those are the things that will help you too as well. Would you agree? Now, with visualization, a person who doesn't know where they want to be, that's why I met a lot of people who fails in life, because they cannot see themselves. They don't know what they want. They cannot see themselves and where they're going to be. In a year from now, in 2 years from now, in 5 years from now. People just wing it. You wing it, your life will wing you too. I don't know where it's going to wing you, but it's going to wing you too. So don't wing it. You need to visualize where do you want to be. Sounds good? After a year, after 2 years, after 3 to 5 years, where do I want to see myself? What will I be doing that time? So, is it so crazy that before I am driving a beat-up Honda Civic, and I always visualize to drive my dream car, a BMW sports car. I know exactly the color. I know exactly how it smells inside. I am crazy that way. I visualize things. I live my dream at the moment as if I'm already there and get it. So I know whenever I get into my beat-up Honda car, all I see is a beautiful black sports BMW. I sit down and feel like I'm sitting down in a beautiful leather that smells so brand new. Guess what? And every time I drive, every single morning, every day I drive, all of a sudden, when I visualize, I see a lot of BMWs. Oh my gosh, that's my car. Oh my gosh, that's my... They didn't just decide to be there for you to see it. They are there every day. They just didn't decide to be going out all at the same time. But because your visualization is so strong that you can feel it, you'll get there. And guess what? Few months later, after I do that visualization, I'm driving my first BMW sports car. And man, it's sharp. Even a policeman will stop me. Do you own this car? Oh, I'm paying it for, sir. Oh, are you sure? Yeah. What do you do to pay for this? I'm pretty sure not drugs. Check out. It's not drugs. Do you know what I'm saying? So you need to visualize. Visualize that you are in your dream holiday. Work towards it. Never stop. Just keep going. Okay? Sounds good? Visualization. Dream about nice car, paying off your debts. Dream about waking up when you're done sleeping. Will that be so good? How does it feel to wake up when you're done sleeping? It's not the alarm that... Would you agree? Who is mad when their alarm clock goes off? But Angie, I wake up before my alarm clock. Yeah, that's a habit. And how much more if you're going to have the habit and really make a lot more money by helping people? Would you agree? Awesome. Emotion. Why is it goals plus habits plus values plus visualization times multiplied by emotion? Why? Because you get your emotion to kill all those. You have a goal. Perfect. You have a habit. My goodness, strong going. Values, beautiful. Visually, you know exactly where you want to be. You know exactly how much money you have in the bank. You know exactly where you want to go. And you know exactly what you want to have. unfortunately, the emotions get you. When people say no to you, and you say, yeah, whom am I kidding? You let them take you away from your dreams. When your spouse is trying to correct you or trying to push you harder, or even your spouse is so negative on what you're doing, and then you will always say, yeah, I don't think this is for me. I don't think this is worth it. And you know what else, how people fail, especially in their relationship with their spouse, in their relationship with their kids? It's about emotion. The relationship that you have with your spouse and your family is the one that is really holding you back. The reason being is, if you decided to fight with your spouse and always go to sleep without making up with your spouse, you will continue the emotion of being mad with your spouse until tomorrow. One day, see, I got one confirmation. One day, not only me, I'm not crazy, huh? One day will turn to 2 days. 2 days will turn to what? 3 days. 3 days will turn to a week. And 1 week will turn to a month. I cannot believe that there are spouses who are never been talking for months. And that alone will fail you in everything that you do. Because how you do one thing is how you do every single thing. Your emotions will mold you and be the foundation of being a very successful person in everything that you do. If one person say no to you, shrug your shoulders. There are a couple more millions of people who want to listen to you and talk to you. The relationship with your kids, why are they not talking to you? Why do they talk to you when every time they talk to you, they are so mad? Because of your relationship, because you allow your emotion. I am the mother, I am the father, meaning you listen to me. Everyone has their own right. Your kids have the right too. You have the right, but they also have the right. So you need to control your emotion. And if your radar is off, I always call it a radar. Hey, your radar is off, hubby. Do something about it. And I leave him with that. You know when your radar is off and you will let that radar get you for a few days, that's a life wasted a day. Would you agree? If you don't talk to your spouse for a day, 2 days, 3 days, that's 3 days of wasted life with your spouse or with your kids. So don't let that emotion control you. Yes, you be emotionally attached with your career, but the thing is, don't let it emotionally drain you. It's gonna get you crazy. I rather be I rather be rich and healthy without no depression and stress, other than crazy and still broke. Would you agree? And keep my husband forever. And my kids forever too, right? But this company made us over $1 million in just less than a year. It's a happy family, would you agree? We travel 4 times a year. We travel whenever we want to. We are not asking any boss if he can let us go for a holiday or not. We're not going to ask anyone else if we can. We're not going to check our budget if we can go to see a movie and a date every single time we want to. Okay? I don't need to check my budget if I can go back to the Philippines and feed the hungry and be there for 14 days. I don't need to do that. In fact, I'm very happy. I just booked our ticket and I will be going back to the Philippines and feed the hungry, and I cannot wait. The company is giving us a trip to Jamaica for like 5, 6, 7 days, I guess. But I'm more excited to go back to the Philippines and see all those people and kids that I can be helping and feeding them. Yes. So I don't need to do that. Yes. Okay? So that's why I want you guys not to let your emotion control you. You put all these things together, I guarantee you that you're going to be very successful in everything that you do in life. Now, all this sum up into your life. The total of all this is your choice. You choose to be who you are in the future. And as I said, don't underestimate yourself. Maybe not every one of us will be famous, but I kid you not, we can be great in our own way. Would you agree? We don't know what we don't know. That's why this company is so crazy amazing to put all these things together for free for us to excel in life. That's why they are here to help us step by step. We have over 10 people in our organization last year who can make 6 figures in less than a year. They have 2 jobs, 3 jobs. They quit all their jobs. I have Connie in here who worked in a company for 14 years. 14 years. She decided to let go of that job who's killing her every day and be here full time and have more money and have more fulfillment and happiness in life because she is saving people's lives. I have Jennifer in here. I have so many of them. Rowena is a professional accountant in a oil and gas. They are all in here full time. All our sales leaders, 13 of them, they are all full time with us because they believe in their heart it's not all about money. It's about what we can give back to the community and to all the people that we can talk to, touch their life. And this world will be a better place if we have more wealthy people who have the vision, a big heart enough to help more people and go around to just pulling people what their situation and getting them better than we found them. So, again, whatever it is, we work as a family, like Jackie said, mingle with positive people. We don't leave anybody behind. We travel a lot. We just don't travel, you guys. We travel with a style. You know, just traveling. Oh my gosh, that's very expensive. Oh my gosh, we should not be eating today. No. When we travel with a style. December, we're going again. We just went to Universal Life in Universal Studio in Orlando. We brought over 60 people with us. We are going December to Las Vegas. We already bought over 300 tickets already. Get that? We win for our team. We don't win for ourselves. We win for our team. Like Jack is saying, we are not going to win alone. We win with a team. But don't cry when we start pushing you because we, like Mike said, we want more than you want it for yourself. Again, it's fun. It's a journey of life to success and it's just beautiful. We are my kids are in bunk beds when we started many years ago. Coming in here in Combined, we got the key on this house, 6,000 square foot house, 6 bedrooms, all jacuzzi inside the rooms. They have pool table in there, they have gym in there, they have movie theater in there, they have basketball nets in there. They play basketball. I love my kids to death, but the thing is sometimes they can be so noisy like me. So they have their own place. Okay, so 9 bathrooms. So we put 100 people in there and still empty. So it's great. Okay, I love it. Time freedom. What's your dream for your family? This is what we have. And in 18 years of experience being an entrepreneur, never comes into my eyes that we're gonna be in this position in just less than 2 years. This company is our bread and butter wherein we can help more grow. So this is what I do. These are the picture from the last year. I do believe this is from the last year. I go there, feed the hungry. I have no place to put them. I put them on the street because I have no place, a bigger house for them to put. And those kids, we put some banana leaves for them so that they can eat all day. So happy. They cannot wait again. They're waiting. I said, is Auntie Angie coming? I said, yes, Auntie Angie is coming. But don't tell everyone. Because if you can tell everyone, the 2 cows and 5 pigs is not enough. So just be a secret. No. Once they know, the word will go out. Pay it forward. How would you feel that you have a lot of money that you don't need to really check your bank account before you can give some of your family something? What is your dream? Okay? So other than that, these are the emotions I've been telling you. So you check out. Who are you? Hungry? Mad? Angry? So if you're going to be wealthy as an angry person, you're going to be an angry, wealthy person. I don't like to be with you. Okay? But if you're always happy and working out to your success, so be it. So be sure that you know all these emotions. Okay? So the starting point of all achievements is what? Desire. You need to have that burning desire in you. Without that, you're not going anywhere. Don't wait the time. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. Oh, but Angie, I need to wait. You waited enough. How long you been working? Excuse me? How long you been working? Forever. Yeah, long enough. Would you agree? There are some young kids in here and I'm not working long enough. But yes, you are working long enough. Would you agree? Would you not feeling like right now that you should be retired yesterday? Huh? So don't think so much. It hurts. Just do it. Just do it. It sucks. But that's life, right? Who told you that life is fair? Never be fair. It needs to suck before you're going to become successful. So suck it up. Just do it.